When was the last time you had tough discussion with your boss or co-worker at workplace? Do you remember the recent argument you had with your spouse? Unfortunately, when the stakes are high, we tend to do our worst. But what if there are strategies to learn what to do before even you open your mouth? Following these strategies, we will be able to have a more healthy and fruitful conversations. While communicating during tough, unavoidable situations or when our emotional state of mind is high, this book will help you to make your communication healthy and effective. Let me dive into a groundbreaking book, Crucial Conversation, written by 4 authors, Kerry Patterson, Joseph Grenny, Ron McMillan, and A.I. Switzler. This book teaches us how to handle tough, high-stake discussions where our opinions differ, emotions run high, and outcomes really matter. Whether it is at work or at home, we all encounter these kinds of moments very often where effective communication can make it or break it. The 5 authors of this book studied successful communicators for about 25 years and identified what made them so great to handle crucial conversations so effectively. These findings have got compiled into this wonderful book. This book, Crucial Conversation, teaches countless valuable tools on how to handle these high-stake discussions so they can become positive, safe, and goal-oriented. It also offers advice on making conversations safe, listening actively, receiving feedback, and taking positive action. I'll share 6 key takeaways from this powerful book that we can apply in our daily lives. Number 1, safety is key. Safety is the foundation of effective dialogue. When people don't feel safe, they either retreat into silence or explode in anger, neither of which leads to non-productive outcomes. Creating an environment where people feel comfortable expressing their opinions is essential to have a meaningful conversation. When you feel a conversation is getting heated, ask yourself, is safety at risk here? If so, try saying something like, it seems like we both are really passionate about this. I value your input and I definitely want to understand your perspective better. This can help establish safety and keep the dialogue on track. Number 2, focus on what you really want. Always keep your goals front and be centered on your goals. When emotions are high, it is easy to get tensed and engage into a non-productive arguments. But during such crucial conversation, you need to constantly remind yourself of what you really want, both for yourself and for the other person. Before you enter into a tough discussion, write down your key objectives. When things start getting heated, bring the focus back by asking yourself, what do I really want from this relationship and how we can achieve that? This will help you drive the conversation back to the track. Number 3, start with the heart, starting with yourself. Often, we think the other person is the problem. But before addressing this behavior, the book advises us to examine our own goal. If we enter a conversation with the wrong intention, like wanting to win an argument or prove someone wrong, the conversation is likely to fail. So before you initiate a tough conversation, take a few moments to reflect on your intention. Are they coming from a place of curiosity and openness? Or are you trying to be right? Make sure you're entering the conversation with the right mindset of learning and collaboration. Number 4, learn to look for the signs of silence or violence. The book introduces 2 key patterns that show when a conversation is breaking down, either silence or violence. Silence is when people stop sharing their opinions, while violence is when they try to force their ideas on others. When you observe both the signs, the safety is gone. Author recommends remembering the STATE acronym, STATE. S stands for share the facts. T stands for tell your story and share what assumptions you have made. A stands for ask the other person's story. T stands for talk tentatively. Remind yourself that your assumptions are not facts. And the last letter E stands for encourage testing. Encourage the other person to tell their viewpoint, even if it is totally opposite of yours. Keep an eye looking for moments when someone stops contributing or begins to dominate the conversation. If you see this happening, pause and address it. Try saying something like, I have noticed you have stopped sharing your thoughts. Is there something that's making you uncomfortable? This can help restore safely and get the conversation back on track. If you have managed to keep the conversation in a safe environment, you stated the problem very clearly and you listened to everyone's voice and you're ready to move forward with a solution, that's when you need to learn to finish the crucial conversation, committing for an action. Number 5, master your stories. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is that we all create stories in our mind about why people do what they do. These stories shape how we react, often without even we realizing it. So the key is to become aware of these stories, what we say ourselves, and start challenging them. When you feel your emotions are going high, ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? Is it the other person doesn't respect you? Or are you deliberately trying to upset you? Then challenge that story by asking, what evidence do I have for this? Is there another way to see this? This simple practice can help you approach the conversation more calmly. Number 6, accepting feedbacks. Receiving and listening to a negative feedback is one of the hardest skills to master. In this book, author explains why is it so hard to receive negative feedback, and they provide an acronym tool called CURE to build our feedback receiving muscles. The CURE tool has 4 components in it. Number 1, collect yourself. After receiving any feedback, you should take a deep breath. Don't think it's direct attack on us, but slow down your breathing and say yourself that you are safe and you don't need to panic preparing for self-defense. U stands for understand. You got the feedback. You remain calm, but be curious about the feedback you received. Ask for examples and further explanations. Assure yourself that the person giving the feedback has best interest in mind, even though it is not the reality. R for recover. Think through the feedback logically. If your feelings get out of control, pause. Take a pause and give some time to process the feedback. E, engage. After recovering from the received feedback, share what you accepted from the feedback and whether you want to commit to change or not. That's CURE framework to accept feedback and react positively. Crucial conversation teaches us that how we can handle difficult discussions in our personal and professional life. By focusing on our safety, stating clearly our goals, starting with the right intention, recognizing breakdowns and mastering the stories we tell ourselves, we can turn challenging moments into opportunities for growth and understanding. Remember, the true power of a conversation doesn't lie in proving who's right, but the real power lies in creating a shared meaning and mutual respect. The goal for any crucial conversation is not win, but to engage in a meaningful, productive way that strengthens relationships and leads to better outcomes. Let's take these principles and apply them to the conversations that matter the most in our life. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Ramya here, committed for your 1% consistent improvement. I'll be sharing key takeaways from some of the best self-development books. If you like this video, do like and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye-bye.